Hello everyone, this is your favorite Murtad live once again, and today we have our dear friend Lloyd Dijon again with us. Hello brother Lloyd.
Hey everyone, hi Adam. Thank you for having me on again.
Oh, thank you for joining us. As always, you give us a lot of information from the fiqh and Sharia and all that. Come on, man, you have done so much study on these subjects. It's unbelievable.
No, thank you. I'm glad you find it helpful.
Oh yes, definitely. So now before we actually start our topic, we have the Muhammad Sajid on the chat and he has certain things to say. So let me get him on because he has been saying certain things in the chat. Let's see if he has some real stuff to talk about before we move into subject. So Muhammad Sajid, would you like to talk about the subject that we are going to talk about first? And then come up, or do you want to come up right now? Up to you now. And in the meantime, hello everyone. Salam Aran, Sergeant Grinch, Uzma Khan, Dragana Daenerys, and Lamb Gotsu. Wow, that's a different name. But welcome, Crimson and Tarzan of the Jungle, and everyone else. So welcome, welcome. Sorry if I missed somebody's name. Alka and everyone, welcome to the live stream. And yes, okay, so Sajid would like to come up right now. Okay, Sajid, there you go. There is the link. Come up right now. Let's see what you have to say before we go into our subject. Sajid has been given the invite. Let's see what he has to say about it. So, Brother Lloyd, how was your day?
Very busy. Spent time preparing for this talk tonight, but I've had a good day. How about you?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Praise be to our Lord. It was awesome. The day was good. And because, like, I wanted to give Sajid the chance to talk because he was saying certain things in the chat without even having the proper understanding. So why not? Let's just see what he has to say.
No, by all means, let's give him the opportunity.
Exactly,
And
exactly. Yes, brother.
also, just so everyone knows, um, well, obviously we're here to talk about the horrific attack on Hatun Tash, and rather than speak about what the Quran and the Hadith say in general, tonight the discussion will be very, very specifically going into the Islamic law, Islamic sacred law known as the Sharia, as well as the extension of that, the application of that called the fiqh. So you can see the actual rulings made by the scholars, which they would utilize in their courts of law, in the administration of justice, and such, as to how and why specifically things happen and the steps of escalation within Islam, how violence escalates, how it goes from one level to the next level to the next level, and where it's going to go next. So we'll be talking specifically about Islamic law tonight, touching on little bits of jihad. We'll be talking about how Muslims are to be feared according to Islamic law. A Muslim is to be feared. A single Muslim is the object of fear. Non-Muslims must fear them. And we'll be talking about slander. Slander in the West means to lie about someone, whereas slander in Islam means to tell the truth about someone, but a truth they don't want people to know, something that would be embarrassing. This is slander. So it is illegal in Islam to tell embarrassing truths.
Exactly. And just for everyone to get into the context, this is a very important thing to realize that when, as a Muslim, when it comes to following a ruling for implementing a law, they always go to fiqh. You can see that in one of my video where Ibn Fuban tried to reject David Wood by saying we don't follow Ibn Kathir for what is written in that tafsir, but we follow the Sharia and the fiqh. So let me play that video in the meantime so that we could all be on the same
Okay.
point why Sharia and the fiqh is very important. So
Sharia is the completed Islam. Sharia is Islam completed after all the abrogation, after everything's been removed. It's the final version of Islam.
Yeah, because like I'm saying these things because a lot of Muslims comes up and say we don't follow Sharia. Sharia is man-made and all these kind of stuff. We have already covered that in our first meeting together, what Sharia is. But I want to make the people see from the devil's own mouth that he
Mhm.
rejected a tafsir because he said, "Show me where it is in the Sharia." So I'm
Right.
gonna show you this, and so that you would know all what it means. So check this out, guys.
Bin al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, demanded his well-known conditions be met by the Christians, that we will neither erect in our areas a monastery, church, we will not imitate their clothing, caps, turbans, or ride on saddles, hang swords on the shoulders, collect weapons of any kind, or carry these weapons. Refrain from erecting crosses on the outside of our churches and demonstrating them and our books in public in Muslim fairways and markets. We will not sound the bells in our churches except discreetly, or raise our voices while reciting our holy books inside our churches in the presence of Muslims. Ibn Kathir here. Ibn Kathir explains, even though they're willing to pay the jizya, all of these conditions, they can't repair a church, they can't do any of that stuff, they can't make their voices loud. You know it's a weak hadith, right?
So the first attack was it is a weak hadith. Now check this out.
Ibn Kathir, under the bus again.
So I'm gonna go. So according to Ibn Fuban, the narration. Okay. So now I have to go to the exact point where. So first
You
he
know, weak
drew.
hadith are legal in Islam. Weak hadith are legally permitted, especially when they're about the Prophet Muhammad himself. Then they are fully authentic and fully legal. And in fact, many scholars will debate. One scholar will rate it weak, another one will make it Hasan, and or even of a greater grade, right? And so scholars don't even agree.
Exactly, but like first he said weak hadith. Now I moved it to the middle. I have already answered in that part. I'm going to share the link of this as well for everyone so that they could actually watch how I destroyed it already. This is my own video. But now I just want to show you how this is what he eventually says, that we are not taking it from the hadith and the seerah, but we are going to take it from the fiqh. So the rulings are to come from the
Study
fiqh.
how to implement fiqh. We don't go to Ibn Kathir, right? We go to books of fiqh and we go to those scholars who specialize in the implementation, the fiqh of it. Ibn Kathir, he was not explaining fiqh here, he was explaining an ayah. It was not in the implementation. It's not a big book of fiqh. Name to me one Maliki fiqh book. Not the point. You can tell me if I'm wrong. He doesn't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. He doesn't know a single. Okay, name me one Shafi'i fiqh book. Just answer. Name me one Hanafi fiqh book. Name me one Hanbali fiqh book. Name me one Zahiri fiqh book. You don't know a single fiqh book's name.
Okay, so now you already have seen. I have, so he alluded to name me one single Shafi book, Hanafi book, Maliki book, Hanbali book. So I have shown in this video, which I shared live right now, the books of Hanbali and Shafi, Imam Hanbal and Imam Shafi, the fiqh book, that this is already written there. So it's refuted. I just wanted to show you how these people allude to the statements that it is, we have to take the Sharia from the fiqh, we have to take the rulings from the fiqh, not from the tafasir. And Sajid is here. Let me see if he's a real dude or a fake, as certain times we have some fake.
Right.
Okay, add to stream. Sajid, speak. Okay, see, so this was a fake. As you can see, I have this cover page in front so that when these people come up and change their names or show finger and all, so that I could do that. So now he's showing the finger and I can see that. I have taken the screen print of that and I will show you some other time. He is the same son of Mota, is the same guy whose mother had Mota with 10 different guys before he bore him. So thank you so very much, Mr. Sajid, exposing yourself to everyone. So this is Sajid. So let me show you Sajid once more. Here it is. So see, so this is what Sajid is. So now I'm going to remove him and ban him one more time. So my brother Lloyd, did I not tell you how it will go?
You did. You predicted it
Did I not
100%.
tell you? So am I not a prophet already?
You are. You are a prophet.
Man, this is not my first rodeo, man. So this is not my first rodeo. So like I said before to you, before we went live, I told you he's a liar. Trust me, the statements that he stated, for example, I don't like Islam and all that kind of stuff, these are the statements
His
of a
parents
pure
beat him.
liar,
Personally, his parents didn't beat him enough.
apparently. Apparently.
Yeah. Can I show something about from Al Azhar and Medina universities just on this weak
Sure,
hadith issue?
sure.
Yeah, let me do that. Share screen, window. Mm, Oh, okay. So this should be shared by now. This is from the Fat Al Bari.
Fatul
Very
Bari.
briefly,
Zoom in,
no
please.
no scholar of Islam reads the hadith directly. Only we ignorant kafir do this. No scholar reads the hadith directly. They read what's called the tafsir of the hadith. Most of you have never heard of this. The most famous of the tafsir of hadith is the Fat al-Bari, which is the commentary on a book called Da'if Bukhari. You may have heard of it. It's a collection of
Yes.
Da'if hadith. Now, this is written as a collaboration recently by Al Azhar, which is the prime Islamic seminary in the world, as well as Medina University, which is the city of Muhammad. Removing weak hadith from works was not the example of the scholars. So, scholars did not remove weak hadiths. Otherwise, Imam Ibn Hajar would not have included them in the Fath al-Bari as sources to take knowledge from. So weak hadith are sources of knowledge. Weak hadith are used to support opinions because a weak hadith containing the words of the Prophet is preferred over pure opinion and personal ijtihad or personal reasoning. This is the example set by all the scholars, including Da'if Bukhari himself, who used them deliberately in his work Al-Adab al-Mufrad. Most people think that he only wrote the Da'if Bukhari. He also wrote other works, which are compilations of Hassan and other hadith, not just the major hadith, okay, the Sahih. So the Da'if of Imam Bukhari is a collection of the Da'if hadith. Well, you can see it's Sahih, I'm being sarcastic.
No, brother,
Specifically,
thank you for finally saying that out loud because I was thinking a lot of people would actually think Daif Bukhari. Is there a Daif Bukhari as well? So that was a sarcastic comment, FYI, for the people who are
sorry,
thinking differently.
so the Sahih Hadith specifically, not so he wrote the Sahih Bukhari, which is all the Sahih Hadith. He has other books which have other Hadith with different classifications, weaker ones, right? So, and these are not a collection of the only Hadith that scholars should use. The scholars themselves say a Sahih Hadith has about a 99 to 100% chance of being entirely accurate. Hassan Hadith has an 85 to 99% chance of being entirely accurate, and a Da'if Hadith has about a 45% to an 85% chance of being entirely accurate. Even a fabricated, a Maldu Hadith, has a 0 to 45% chance of being accurate. The grading it was given may have been wrong, or the fabricator may have spoken the truth in this instance. Weak hadith should not be treated like a fabricated hadith because an 85% chance of being entirely accurate is a very high chance. Your
Absolutely.
comments.
So even a Daif Hadith is accurate. And according to a Daif Hadith, Muhammad was a bastard, just like this bastard came up and said that. He was born 4 years after the death of Muhammad. Now he's commenting in my live chat, the same Sajid, who is a bastard son of Mota. He is the same guy, just like Muhammad, born after 4 years of his father's death. He's the same. His mother probably went into Mota with so many people. This is halal. This is what Muhammad allowed in his lifetime as well. And Umar basically abrogated it. Umar is not even a prophet. How can he abrogate? So what? That is why the Shias
Mhm.
actually acknowledge it and they don't, are still doing it as of now. And Saj's mother actually did that. That's a very high chance. So now let's go back to our subject. 85% chance, and Muhammad, according to that 85% chance of accuracy, which is a B plus grade,
Right,
was
I'll just go back.
born 4 years or 3.5 years after the death of his Muhammad, of his father. How can he was not a bastard?
Well, also, a da'if hadith of Muhammad himself has a different status because da'if hadith that directly are attributed to Muhammad have a higher status than a normal da'if hadith. They are given a special status. They are treated equivalent to Hassan or Sahih.
Exactly, exactly. And by the way, this and I have shown the video link already in the live chat. If
Yeah,
you will check that out again, guys,
yeah,
I have shown that even this, which they call daif, is not daif. It is followed by the early Khalafat Rashidin, and Khulafai Rashidin are called the most exalted ones, right? They were the rightly guided caliphs. So I've shared the link again. Watch that, which Ibn Fabun actually said. But the main point to show that video was we are going to go into the fiqh, and as a Muslim scholar, the rulings are to come from the fiqh. So do not think that fiqh is wrong. I'm just sharing this link. It is because they allude to fiqh when it comes to the ruling. So that is why today we are going into fiqh. Yesterday I showed some hadiths, references for the attack on Hatun, why it happened. Today, from yesterday from hadiths and the tafsir, today we are going into fiqh because the ruling comes from the fiqh. So we are going to fully, completely establish the fact that whatever happened to Hatun Tash is because of the demonic religious teaching of Muhammad. That's
right.
what we are going to establish today.
Yeah. Also, must be noted, this guy, Darth Maul and Muhammad Sajid, same guy. I called him a liar numerous times, at least a dozen times in the chat. I said he was lying. He complained. He said I was timing him out because I hated him. And I said, you are lying to me. You are saying things that clearly indicate you're lying. And it turns out he was lying. So he's proven he's a liar. And don't forget, it is obligatory, it is compulsory for Muslims to lie, especially when they are trying to circumvent or defeat the kafir who is opposing Islam. It is obligatory. Islam requires Muslims to lie. It is not optional. They must. They have no choice.
Exactly, and that's why I was not answering that particular stupid, because his comment was bring me on and embarrass me in front of everyone. See, so now if a person is saying embarrass me in front of everyone, what does that tells you? He's not going to come here for a talk. He's going to come here for just an abuse. That's what these
Right.
people are. So I can tell even by reading the comment 99.99% of the time whether the guy is a genuine guy or a fake. That's how easy it is.
Right. So well, since he's not here, let's maybe just jump in. I've got multiple references, but I'll start with the main one. So I'll get straight to the point, show everyone. Now, I have put this link in the chat. Please download a copy. It is called the summary. It's not the full document. It's the summary of the unsheathed sword against the one who insults the messenger. Notice it doesn't say the drawn sword against the one who insults Allah. It's about the one who insults Muhammad. It is written by Sheikh al-Islam, the very first of the Sheikh al-Islam, Ibn Taymiyyah. This is a Sharia text. In other words, so it is Sharia and fiqh. So it takes the Sharia, which is the eternal moral laws derived from the commands and the behavior, the prohibitions, the what was permitted and not permitted by Allah and Muhammad, and these are considered the eternal timeless laws of Islam. And then how those are applied within Islamic law, within the Muslim's life, that is the fiqh. The fiqh is the completed version of Islam. This book is specifically on the rulings of what to do when someone insults Muhammad. Do you want to have anything to say before I go on, Adam?
Zoom the middle part, the
I will
title,
do.
the
The problem is
unshattered
that
sword. Unshattered sword. The zoom. Go back. Zoom in more. Doesn't matter for the time being.
okay, give
People
me
want
one
to
sec.
so that people could see a little more. So you could see the subheading against the one who insults the messenger. So the sword against the one who insults the messenger, not Allah, not Allah, but the messenger. So you see the the basic ruling which is by the Sheikhul Islam, the Sheikh of Islam, the the first Sheikhul Islam, Ibn Taymiyyah, who is going to quote ahadiths and the Quranic verses to prove this particular point. So I think we have
Correct.
a customer. Let's see what he's going to say for the time being. Just give me one sec. All right,
Sure.
Obi, you are here. What's up? Are you the same demonic person or you are going to say something? You are live. State.
Right. First thing, before we have the conversation, don't insult. If you insult me, I'm going to insult you. That's the first thing that needs to be said.
First
Yeah?
thing, did your prophet insulted everyone?
Say again?
Did your prophet insulted everyone? Number one. Number two, what are we talking about right now over here?
You just asked me a question. Do you want me to answer the question?
Did your prophet insulted everyone? Yes or no?
Did my prophet insulted everyone? What are
Mhm.
you talking about?
So do you have a prophet?
Do you have a God? Did your God
Do
insult
you have
people?
a prophet?
I
Did
do, yeah.
he? So you are comparing a God with the prophet. Perfect. So
You are
guys, you have
actually. No,
heard.
you are
You have
actually.
heard you have heard
You
from the
are, because
devil's
deep down
mouth.
you know that
He
you
is.
worship a false
Shut
man God.
up!
You know that.
Shut up, and listen first. So guys, did you heard? He compared God with the prophet. He compared a prophet with the God. Number one. Now speak. What else do you have to say?
But let's just narrow down what exactly we're talking about so we can have a
No,
decent
no, we are
conversation.
talking about. Wait, did you see the title?
I did, yeah. It's about
Okay,
violence, yeah.
so now, not about the violence. Did you see the title? Blasphemy against Muhammad. So,
Oh
what is
yes,
the
yes, yes, yes,
punishment of
yes, yes,
blaspheming against Muhammad?
yes, 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 yes. Yes, I saw the
What is
title.
the
Yeah.
punishment of blasphemy against Muhammad?
What is the punishment for blasphemy? Okay, you have to sort of narrow down what exactly you mean by that.
What is the punishment if somebody blaspheme against Muhammad?
Give me an example.
What do you mean by give me an example?
I want to narrow
Muhammad is
down. I
a
want to narrow down
bastard. What is
exactly
my
what he's.
punishment? If I say Muhammad is a bastard, what is my punishment?
You have no punishment.
I have no punishment.
No, of
In an
course not. Why would
Islamic
you?
country,
Why
I
would you
have
have a
no
punishment
punishment.
in an Islamic
In an
country, an
Islamic
Islamic state?
country, I do not have. In an Islamic country, I do not have a punishment if I say Muhammad is a bastard.
It depends which Islamic country you go to, really.
Okay, so according to the Sharia, according to the fiqh, what is the punishment if I call Muhammad to be a bastard?
Just like that, if you just do it
In the street openly, like I'm doing that right
in the
now. What is
streets
the
and openly. Oh,
punishment?
I see. Well, the punishment can actually just be you being expelled from that state.
Expelled from that state.
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
could just be expelled from that state. Yeah,
Uh-huh. What
that's
is
it.
in front of
We
you?
have very clear Sharia injunctions that would allow that to happen. An example of that would be the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, where those who apostatized would
Hello,
have.
Hudaybiyah has nothing to do with that.
It
And by
does
the way, it's
actually. It does.
Hudaybiyah,
It
number
does.
one. Number
And
two,
I'm going to
can
quote.
you
I'm going to
read
quote.
in front of what is written?
Excuse me. I'm just trying
Can
to let
you
you know of the
read
different
your book
injunctions.
what is written in front of you?
You need serious help, Adam. Let me just.
Can you read what is written in front of you?
I can't read. I actually can't read it. The text is a bit too small. Maybe you
You
can read, Adam.
okay,
You
zoom
have
it a
time,
little
so you can
more,
read.
please. Let's see if you can read. Thank
Don't
you.
worry,
So can
Adam.
you
You
please
can read.
read? No,
Oh,
I
now I
won't
can
read.
see it.
Read.
Thank you so much for increasing the font. I'm very, very kind of you, mate. First of all, no, I'm not your slave, so
Can
you
you
can do it.
please read?
You read it. You read it. I'm not your slave.
Okay, get lost. This is stupid, demonic. They don't even know what they are talking about. So, all right. So, what is the punishment? Whoever insults the prophet is to be killed, whether they are Muslim or a disbeliever, i.e., non-Muslim.
Yes.
So, they should be expelled. Lying is part of the religion Islam.
Yes.
That is why these people come up and they say left right stuff. Okay, I am kind of a prophet already, but let me see who that guy is. Mr. Speak.
All right. Let's see where he
See, so
is.
he was the same guy again. Sorry. Like that's why I cover up the stream sometimes because these are the same demonic son of mutas who comes up again and again. All right, now going back. So why does these people lie? You know why they lie? Because they can lie for the sake of expanding Islam, for the sake of telling the people that Islam is a good religion. They can simply lie. We are showing the fiqh book, which is from the Sheikhul Islam Ibn Taymiyyah. The same ruling are there in the Reliance of Traveler, which is also a great Sharia manual, and I've shown it in my last video as well.
No,
What
the thing is,
Islam?
sorry.
Sorry, please carry on.
No, this is the truth, right? And don't forget, it's an embarrassing truth. And to reveal an embarrassing truth that would embarrass Islam or the Islamic nation, the Ummah, is illegal. So he cannot admit the truth and thus revealing this. And people who do this are hateful. That's why they always say to the kafir, we are spreading hate. Because to do so is to hate the Muslim.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. And you know, these guys can tell me who comes from an Islamic country where the rulings are not just for Muhammad. Let me show one thing because you have already shown it. Keep it here, brother. Don't remove it.
Mhm.
I'm going to flip the screen for just 1 second and then I will come
Sure.
back here. So if you can read, respect for the written text of Quran is an important element of the religion of faith in Islam. Internationally, intentionally desecrating a copy of Quran is punishable by imprisonment in some countries up to lifetime imprisonment in Pakistan. I
Wow.
come from Pakistan. In Pakistan, let alone Muhammad. Now we are talking about a book that you can buy for less than $10 in Pakistan. That book. If somehow I throw that book on the street as a kafir or as a Muslim, my punishment can be lifetime imprisonment. According to Article 295B of the Penal Code of Pakistan. In Pakistan, by law, I am a criminal because I'm saying stuff against Muhammad. And my punishment is till that 295C. The article of Pakistan 295C. Go Google it. If this is B. This is 295 Act Article 295B. I am talking about 295C. According to 295C, if you say anything against Muhammad, if you say anything against Muhammad, it is a death sentence. It's a death sentence. And this one is about Quran only, not even about Muhammad, about a book. About a book. Imagine that. Imagine that. And this is the reality of the situation. If you look at it, we go down and they give different rulings of the past, how people have been killed, brutally punished for desecrating the Quran only with the dates and the countries. And right now we are not even talking about Muhammad. We are talking about Quran, a book. Citations and everything. This is a wiki article. You can go. I opened wiki article because it gives so many citation at the same time in one single page. But this one, I'm not showing a ruling. I am showing what is happening in this world right now. In the world, what is happening in the world right now. And I've shown multiple times in the past, the Act of Pakistan 295C simply states, let me open that as well. Blasphemy against Muhammad, Pakistan. Hold on. Let me show you 295C. The Article Act 295C, because 4 years ago, a person tried to remove the Act of Pakistan for blasphemy, and that MNA, the senator, was killed by his own bodyguard. 295C, the Act of Pakistan 295C, use of derogatory remarks spoken, written, directly or indirectly, defiles the name of Muhammad or other prophets. Act of Pakistan 1986, mandatory death punishment. mandatory death punishment, and that trial must be taken place in court of sessions with a Muslim judges proceeding. So you are telling me that it's exile from that country? Who are you to quote me something when Ibn Taymiyyah is saying something else, when your fiqh books are saying something else, when the laws implemented in multiple countries are saying something else? Who are
Mhm.
you to provide a statement without any backup? Sulh Hudaybiyah, the Pact of Hudaybiyah, is at a time when Muslimin were not in power. Islam is based on taqiyya. When you are not in power, you do sulha. You do what do you call sulha? Means peace, 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 peace. Right? When you are not in power, you do peace. You make sulha. When you are in power, Allah Himself said in Quran, "Do not go for peace." Allah Himself said it in Quran, chapter number 45, verse number 30, chapter number 47, verse number 35. 47:35. Let me open.
Don't forget,
When
it
you
is Sunnah. Sorry, go on, go on.
no, this is Quran, and Quran says, "Do not weaken and call for peace. Do not go and call for peace when you are superior, when you are uppermost." So Quran itself alludes that you cannot go for peace when you are uppermost. So when you guys are in the West, they claim peace, 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 peace. As soon as they are in the East, in their Muslim countries, that peace goes down the drain, and the real Islam starts to show up, which we are going to show now. Sorry, brother, the mic is all yours.
No, within Islam, it is Sunnah, and therefore it is legal to lie when you are making peace, because Muhammad was known to only lie under three conditions, right? One of those was when he was trying to make peace and between a husband and wife, and in terms of warfare. Now, one, Islam is permanently at war. Two, we're not talking about husband and wife right now, but when you're making peace, as in they're trying to stop conflict, then a lie becomes not a lie. It is then permissible, and therefore they are not lying to you if they're trying to make peace. And also, he is utilizing a doctrine in Islam called commanding the right and forbidding the wrong. Under this doctrine, which comes from Quran 3104 or 3108, this is the most important doctrine within Islam. If anything a Muslim says is held against him, it goes on the scales and counts against him. Allah counts his words against him. But when he's commanding the right and forbidding the wrong, then all of his words count for him, and none of his words count against him. And any and all words, including lies, are not lies, and they count in his favor on the scales.
Exactly, and we have shown that, I think, 2 videos ago, right?
We have discussed that because also his niyyah is pure. He's doing this for the sake of Allah. Therefore, remember, the action is not judged, but the intent behind the action. So, because his action is pure, but his intent is pure, but his action was evil, the action is forgotten and the intent is remembered by Allah.
Exactly, the niyyah.
Correct.
The niyyah is remembered, and we have done this a couple of weeks ago. Let me share the link. You guys should watch that. Uh, hold on, brother Lloyd. Just let me give them
No problem.
this.
Yeah. So to save time, also want to dive into this. There's quite a bit of text I want to get through to show
Please.
people.
Yes, you have to zoom in a little more for the people.
I'll do my best. I'll go up to 325%. Let's see.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's good. That is, I think, good. It
Okay.
will work.
Okay, so this is the set of rulings. This is the Orthodox Sunni Islamic. It doesn't change in Shia Islam, right? This is the set of Orthodox rulings for what happens when a Muslim or non-Muslim insults Muhammad. What constitutes an insult is entirely subjective. It's up to them to decide. So the first issue, whoever insults the Prophet is to be killed, whether they are a Muslim or a disbeliever. I don't know how this was unclear to our previous guest, but I think this is pretty clear. Insult Muhammad, die. Okay, whether Muslim or non-Muslim. And remember, that ruling counts whether you are a dhimmi living in an Islamic land or not. Okay, next, killing is prescribed on him, the one who insults the Prophet, and it is not permissible to imprison him or show him mercy or to ransom him. So killing is prescribed, right? Then any Muslim or non-Muslim who insults the Prophet is to be killed, and repentance is not sought from him. So repentance is not sought. In other words, there is no forgiveness. Insult Muhammad and you die. Accept your fate. Right? So let me move through this book. The contents of this book concern the Islamic ruling upon those who insult the final prophet and messenger, Muhammad. So they speak of his unparalleled status of the prophet, okay, and about distortions and fabrications of the enemies of Islam concerning him. So to make sure that we do not fabricate anything and that we do not distort anything, we are reading this direct from the major legal text of Islam from its major scholars themselves. Okay, so I'm going to jump forward. So it says here, the objective of this work is to clarify the Islamic ruling on this subject. The first issue, the one who insults him, the Prophet, whether Muslim or disbeliever, is to be killed. The second issue, they are to be killed even if they pay a protective tax in a Muslim state. So the dhimmi also is killed. So the first issue, and now they will discuss, and I will zoom in as much as I can here. Okay, let me know if anyone is having difficulty reading. I'm going to zoom in.
This is a good zoom.
This is the general view of the scholars. The generality of the scholars have consensus that whoever insults Muhammad is to be killed. Malik, Layth, Ahmad, Ishaq, and Ash-Shafi also said this. So all the scholars of the four schools of Islam, the four major schools of jurisprudence, all agreed. The Muslims have unanimous agreement upon killing whoever insults the Prophet. It is the ruling that whoever insults other than Muhammad is to be lashed. Now, of course, they do at some point say that if you insult Allah, yes, you should be killed as well. But if you insult the companions of Muhammad, you're to be lashed. And here's the thing: that's 100 lashes with a stick or with a whip, and many people die from this. So technically, you're not being executed; you're just dying from torture, and you'll die afterwards from blood loss and shock.
Brother, this is mercy, man. They are not killing. They are only lashing. If you die, that's your body's fault, not their fault.
Yeah. This consensus, now the ijma, now the Quran is not, and you must understand this, the Quran is not the final authority in Islam. Okay? Spend a month pretending there are no hadith and there is no Quran, and then find out, and also no tafsir. Do that for a month. Try and figure out what Muslims actually follow. For instance, the prayers Muslims do in the mosque, the way that they do it, the whole procedure, that process is not in the Quran, it is not in the Hadith, it is in the Sharia. And I can show you in detail, step by step. They take it from the Sharia, right? Which is the consensus of the scholars. The consensus of the scholars, the ijma, is the main source of authority within Islam. So this consensus is taken to be the consensus from the Tabi'in and the companions. So that these are the followers of the companions and the companions themselves. So
Hold on, brother.
this is,
Hold on.
yeah.
There is a very nice comment. Check this out, brother. Can you please read?
What is it saying? Show me.
It's on the screen. StreamYard.
Let's take in a moment. Adam, I raped your mother, N-word.
Adam is a nigga. So, so now this shows how Islam is racist to begin with.
Yeah.
So this is the same Muslim who came up twice. You know, sometimes I just have to show the comment to show how demonically possessed these people are instead of saying anything more. Like,
You think they'd be happy we are utilizing their authentic sources? If this lying scum, this vile, filthy scum, had proof against this, he would show us the Sharia, right? He would show us the law. And so, no, you are wrong. Here is the evidence. However, we all know that this is the authentic law. There is no other law. He cannot bring it. And two, it is illegal for him to reveal the Sharia to us. He is then committing treason, and he will be killed for treason because the Sharia is a secret.
okay, brother, you have a death threat as well. Adam and Lloyd insult Muhammad and you are dead. So, brother, welcome to another death threat, man.
Buddy, look, you don't know who I am and you don't know my history. People have tried to kill me. It was my job to deal with those people. I got paid to deal with people like that professionally. You're welcome. I promise you, you will go straight to expensive care if you make it. Understand, I am not some silly little dippy from a seminary. My job was to deal with people like you. Don't try it with me.
Please say it again. The last sentence. Say it again.
My job was to deal with people like you. I got paid to deal. Do not try that with me. I am
Aw-
not that guy.
Awesome, awesome. I zoomed you in. That's a good one. These crazy man. These are crazy people, man. It's crazy. Anyhow, let's zoom into your presentation and let's go forward. It's this is how easy it is. We talk about Muhammad, we show what the reality of Muhammad is, and you will see the demons manifesting. So they are
These are the
proving
facts.
every word true.
These are the facts, right? So the consensus upon the obligation of killing such a person. So there is a consensus that there is an obligation to kill such a person. The Muslims have a consensus that whoever insults Allah or insults his messenger or rejects anything from what has been revealed by Allah, such a person is a disbeliever. Now, what is the favorite? What is the favorite thing that Muslims love to say? Oh, I don't believe that hadith. I don't accept the hadith. I don't accept the scholars. That Quran verse is no, I don't accept that. I don't accept that. Well, that makes you a disbeliever. And what is the punishment for disbelievers? Death. This is according to your own Islamic law. So interesting. And Al-Khattabi said, I do not know anyone who differed concerning the obligation of killing such a person. The scholars have consensus that whoever insults the messenger, attributing a defect to him, in other words, anyone who says that Muhammad is not perfect, such a person is a disbeliever, right? And the Muslim who insults is killed, there being no disagreement concerning that. And this is the view of the four Imams and other than them. So they've established that if you think Muhammad was not perfect, the perfect man with zero flaws, so why does the Quran have sins that Muhammad committed? Why does Muhammad have to be forgiven if he was perfect? So your thoughts, Adam?
No, you're absolutely right. Quran says something else, and the Shara says something else. So Sharia of Islam, Sharia Islamia, actually proclaims that all the prophets are sinless. All the prophets are sinless. Whereas if we look at in Quran, even the Moses killed a person according to Quran. So how is Moses sinless? Muhammad is supposed to be sinless, but once again, Quran alludes to multiple locations where it says, "Oh Muhammad, ask forgiveness for your sins, and Allah may forgive your sins." So once again, this is a but we have to follow the Shara, and that is why I did a live stream long time ago. Let me show you. There was a fight in Pakistan between two people, uh, and the fight was about should you call Muhammad to be a dependent, or is Muhammad not dependent on any other human? And you know what happened? One guy killed the other guy. One guy was saying Muhammad is not dependent on anybody. Only Allah is sufficient for Muhammad, according to the hadith. And the other guy was saying, no, Muhammad is a human. He needs other humans to give food, to seed food, and to sow food, and etc. and all that. And at the end, one guy took the gun out, killed the other guy, and I did a live stream on that. Imagine, this is how crazy it is. They kill each other on these very small things. And this is called the blasphemy. This
Well,
is
the
this
thing
is
is, there's an unlimited set of things that can cause apostasy, that can cause blasphemy, that can cause major sin. Islam has an unlimited number of things that can, even claiming, for instance, that I don't have to clip my nails, which is sunnah, makes you an apostate.
yeah. Let me show you. Let me show this because this is relevant to this. Like, check this out. The blasphemy of which kind? Check this out, guys. I'm gonna show you because like these are very important things. It's not that I am trying to be away from the subject. This is the subject that we are discussing. This is an older video of mine. I'll share the link. But check this out. This is the guy who killed. I'm going to show you a video. In that video, the guy in the middle who is jumping is the one who just killed a person, because according to him, that person blasphemed against Muhammad and called Muhammad a person who, only a normal person who needs other people, not just Allah. And this guy and his followers who are behind him says that Muhammad doesn't need anybody other than Allah. Check this out. Oh my goodness, this is the guy. Let me zoom in. Now this guard that you can see on my screen,
Yeah.
he just killed the branch manager. Now he is going towards the police station to say that I have killed this guy on blasphemy. And now watch the video, what he's doing and what they're saying. We are the slaves of our prophet. That's the chantment. So they are saying it in Urdu. I'm just we will accept the death in against the blasphemy of Muhammad.
Do you have this muted? Because I can't hear on my side.
Oh, sorry. I think the video.
That's fine.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. Yep. He's receiving kisses and chants. He just killed a guy and he's receiving kisses and chants. For the prophet, we do not. For the prophet, blasphemy against the prophet, we will give our life, we will give everything, etc., etc. So this guy just committed a murder. So check this out. Now this guy is on a police station. You see this? This is a police station. So it's written in Urdu, police station Qaeda Abad. Lloyd, check this out. This is police station Qaeda Abad. Okay.
Wow.
This guy over here on the rooftop of a police station, the police cannot even put him in behind bars, because look how many people are here to say hi to him, to protect him, and to say he is a hero, not a killer. Check this out, guys. And he's addressing to people. So this guy in the middle on top of the police station big wall is the guy who went into police station and accepted that he killed a branch manager on the case of blasphemy. Now he's addressing the people who came with him standing outside the police station. This Urdu writing is saying police station Qaidabad. So this is a police station. The people around him on the top of the rooftop are some mullahs, some imams, some muftis, whatever you may like to call them. They were their religious leaders, let's just put it this way, of that area. And they are with him, and he's addressing the people. Just by killing a person right now, he became some symbol of God knows what. So check this out.
Mhm.
And this is the police guy station right who now is telling guard Sahib what is that is present. Sahib is an Urdu word which you use to say sir. Okay, sir. He's saying guard, sir guard is present in the police station. This guy is some senior member on the police station probably, and he's saying sir guard is also present.
और मतलब एसएचओ साहब ने कुछ थोड़ी सी इंक्वायरी की और 3 साथी
The SHO was did some basic inquiry.
उन्होंने जो मुझे उन्होंने बात बताई, मैंने उनसे सुनी और मैं आप सबको शेयर कर रहा हूँ ताकि कोई पैनिक ना फैले। फिदा जानी और जैनुल आबिदीन और राशिद मुगल, इन 3 बंदों ने मुझ तक बात पहुंचाई है, वो मैं आप तक पहुंचा रहा हूँ कि वो जो बैंक मैनेजर साहब हैं वो कोई कादियानी नहीं थे।
So initial statement was that the bank manager was Qadiani and he did the blasphemy, which are Ahmadiyyas, but he's saying that he wasn't Qadiani. But imagine, listen what he's going to say, what type of blasphemy he did.
गैर मुस्लिम नहीं थे, बल्कि वो मुस्लिम ही थे, मुस्लिम सुन्नी थे, और उनका और चौकीदार साहब का, इन दोनों का जो तनाज़ा था वो इस बात पे, इस बहस में था कि बैंक मैनेजर कहता था कि नबी भी मोहताज होते हैं.
So the bank manager used to say or saying that prophets are also dependent. That is the kind of blasphemy happened, and he killed him. The branch manager was saying, per the hadiths, certain hadiths, that even the prophets are dependent. Okay, they are muhtaj, they are dependent. And the guard was saying, no, prophet is not dependent. And that's when he shot the bullets on the branch manager. This is the type of blasphemy on which he was shot dead, and now he's a superhero addressing the people standing on top of police station wall where police is actually giving him the honor of addressing the people.
जो नबी भी मोहताज होते हैं, ये वाली बात जो है, ये चौकीदार साहब को मतलब ये बर्दाश्त ना हुई और इन्होंने 2-3 दिन से इनका कोई बहस मुबाहिसा आपस में चल रहा था.
So they were having these kind of arguments about Muhammad being dependent on Allah, on angels, or etc., whatever, or even some people like Prophet. No matter what it is, Prophet is not God, so he's dependent on even people to give him food, like everything, or etc. This was the basic level of blasphemy on which this guard took his gun out and shoot him dead.
तो बाहर के उसके बाद उन्होंने चौकीदार साहब ने उनका मर्डर कर दिया. तो
and on this, okay, so you can see what the level of blasphemy could be, and this is the video. I'm sharing it with everyone as well. So this is the video. So imagine, Lloyd, what you are saying, what me is saying, what the rest of the people in the West are saying. It's far more than what the Muslim countries, inside the Muslim countries, people do with each other.
Yeah, look, some people will say that, well, these laws are not being followed in every Muslim country. Correct? Not yet. This is the intention. Once Islam takes over, there will be 100% Sharia. Right now, there might be 5%, 90%, 50%, whatever. The point is that once the world becomes fully Islamic, this will be the law. These rules will be implemented. ISIS did this. The Taliban did this. ISIS was not radical. ISIS is just strict. There is no radical Muslim and there is no moderate Muslim. There is Muslims who are strict, who are following a doctrine called Azima and a doctrine called Rukhsa. Rukhsa can flip into Azima like that. So
Exactly.
These are just people who are being strict and people who are having what's called dispensation, right? And these are the two categories, and they can shift. And there are circumstances in which they will be required to shift. And also, it is compulsory for Muslims to do this. But let's get back to the topic, and then I'll finish with this book and then go on to the next.
There you go, brother.
So now we have the interpretation of the hadith of the blind man. Now, this has been discussed by many people many times on the internet. This is the application, the fiqh of, or as Ibn Fibn says, the fiqh of this hadith. The Muslim and the disbeliever are to be killed. And it was said to Ahmad, okay, this is Ahmad ibn Hanbal, right? Is that in the hadith? This is one of the 4 imams that established the 4 schools of jurisprudence, the perfect imams. Don't forget, the perfect imams. Yes, in several hadith from them, the hadith of the blind man who killed a woman when he heard her insulting the Prophet. And what is the interpretation? That the Muslim and the disbeliever are both killed. Okay? Imam Ahmad said, repentance is not to be sought from them. Okay? And then, of course, in Ashafi, there is no difference of opinion narrated from him concerning the killing. So killing is perfectly acceptable. I'll do a few more of these, but this goes on for page after page. All of them mention, the imams, that the one who insults the messenger is to be killed. There are texts from them that the one who insults the messenger is to be killed. That's the one on the bottom left here. Back to the top right, Shafi reported from him that insulting the Prophet breaks the covenant and such a person is to be killed. Middle on the right, insulting the Prophet necessitates that they be killed. Bottom right, when a person does this repeatedly, it is for the Imam to kill them. increase upon the fixed punishment that is prescribed by the Sharia, and take that which comes concerning the Prophet and his companions of killing due to the likes of these reasons. And they call this the political killing. This is known as terrorism. Violence for political reasons is terrorism. It is for the Imam to give a discretionary punishment with killing. So understand, the man who attacked Hatun didn't do it. He can do it. Yes, he is legally, entirely, fully allowed at his own discretion to decide to kill her. He can do so at any moment. So he goes from rukhsa to azima like this, sudden jihad syndrome. But an Imam most likely ordered him to do it. He was instructed by an Imam. The majority of them gave the religious verdict that the dhimmi who insults the messenger is to be killed. The
Hold on.
evidence for the... Yep.
Oh, sorry, brother. Hold on. When you use
Sure,
the
go
word
on.
ordered, I wouldn't use the word order. An Imam
Hinted.
would have just given a ruling that Hatun is, her blood is halal. So the word is dammak halal. So when that statement is put forward, it is obligatory on every Muslim to do whatever he or she can do in his or her power to act on that, because now her blood becomes halal. It's dammak halal. That's Muhammad's own statement. So now, if the blood is dammak halal, it means that there is no qasas that is supposed to be taken for the blood that he has taken. So qasas is blood money. So if a person, if a Muslim kills a non-Muslim, the person has to give blood money to the family of that non-Muslim. But if it becomes halal, halal like halal food, yes, Nancy, means jaiz, means allowed, means what, like, yeah, that's all the things. So
Right.
if that becomes halal, means doing this particular act will not become a sin, but rather a sawab, a good deed. So now that good deed will actually take you to heaven.
Yes.
So
It's
because
demanding the right. I mean,
exactly, please, brother.
so, okay, so now they give evidence. I don't want to spend a whole day here. I've got a bunch of things to get through, but so now they provide the evidence, which is now taken from the Quran and the Sunnah, to show how this becomes law. The evidence for the obligation of killing the one who insults, okay? And this is taken from the Quran and the Sunnah and the consensus of the Sahaba and the Tabi'in. So the Sahaba are the companions and the Tabi'in are the ones who followed the companions. It is also based on reflection. Right, so as for the Quran, the first place is 929, fight against those who believe not in Allah. So in other words, 929 makes it permissible to murder people who insult Muhammad. So the order is to fight them until they pay the jizya, and it is not permissible to leave them alone until they are in a subdued state. So Hatun is not subdued, so Hatun must be killed. This is according to the ruling within their law. Okay, so there's further evidence here, and then of course, if they violate their oaths after their covenant and attack your religion with disapproval and criticism, fight the leaders of disbelief. She is a leader of disbelief. That's why Adam and I were threatened. We are leaders of disbelief. Therefore, we are technically, quite literally, under a death penalty from Muslims. Okay, so
Every day.
so this is what that is telling us. So, I mean, I could go on, but I think maybe you guys have got the point here that this just, I'll do a couple more. Let's just continue. Every description, okay, Zayd is to be killed as he's an apostate, and those who invoke not any other god. Okay, blah, never mind, let's skip that. Let's go here. The description necessitates everything from it and brings into effect the ruling, the punishment, right? And they disbelieve in Allah. Those who disbelieve in the verses, the signs of Allah, okay, this verse obligates torment due to whichever part is committed. Criticizing the religion or any part of it is an emphasized part that obligates fighting. So we say when there is offensive criticism of the religion, we fight whoever we don't have a covenant with, and this is obligated. They are obligated. They do not have a choice. Okay?
Exactly.
So
That is exactly what I was saying. Once the Imam gives the ruling saying that this is dammak halal, then it becomes what? Obligatory. Thank you for the right word.
Yes.
So thank you, brother.
It's wajib. It becomes wajib.
Exactly, wajib. Yep, you are absolutely
Okay.
right, brother.
So fight against them so that Allah will punish them. So don't forget, Muslims are the regent of Allah on earth. Allah, of course, can't. Allah's too weak to come to earth. So he has his Muslims do this for him. He commanded the fighting of those who criticize the religion, and they will be punished and disgraced. And then the chests of the believers who have been hurt, we've hurt them by insulting, and their anger in their hearts will leave, the poor little victims. Whoever harms the Prophet has opposed and shown hostility to Allah and his messenger. Okay? And this necessitates that whoever harms Allah and his messenger is killed. I'll zoom into that. So whoever harms Allah and his messenger is killed, and his blood is okay to be spilled. So numerous evidences, it says here, that the one who insults has disbelieved and is killed. This is made clear in the Prophet saying, who will kill Ka'b bin Ashraf, for indeed he has harmed Allah and his messenger.
Oh yes.
So therefore,
Read
opposing,
that whole thing. Read that whole thing, please.
So this is made clear in the Prophet saying, who will kill Ka'b bin Ashraf, for indeed he has harmed Allah and his messenger. And this is part of the numerous evidences that the one who insults has disbelieved and is killed.
Exactly. So Ka'b bin al-Ashraf, the hadith is very long. Let me give you a very short hadith of it. Muhammad said, who's going to kill Ka'b bin al-Ashraf? Now imagine, this is what I've shown yesterday as well. A guy said, okay, I'll do it. So he went to Ka'b bin al-Ashraf and he started talking with him until he found the chance to stab him with the knife. Exactly the way the guy who attacked Hatun Taj. He stood there, waited for the right moment, and when he saw Hatun in separate from the rest of the crowd, he just went in and stabbed her. This is exactly this hadith followed by this guy. Please, brother.
And there's the next one. The reason for this verse being revealed is that Abu Kuhafa insulted the Prophet. So Abu Bakr intended to kill him. So it is established that the one who opposes is a disbeliever and his blood is allowed to be spilled. Now, how clear can we make this? This is using the evidences from, read the book for yourself. There is nowhere that they discuss expel him. Every ruling is about killing. Okay, I can go page after page after page. I can go page after page. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Allah linked annoying Muhammad with annoying himself. So if you annoy Muhammad, you annoy Allah. And Allah linked the obeying of the Prophet with obedience to himself. Whoever annoys him has annoyed Allah. Whoever annoys Allah is a disbeliever whose blood it is permissible to spill. And notice those who annoy the believing men and women bear on themselves the crime of slander. And what is slander? It is telling the truth. It is telling an embarrassment that embarrasses Islam or a Muslim or Muhammad. This is a crime. And what is the punishment? You are to be killed. Slander is the crime of telling the truth in Islam.
Absolutely.
I will show you the ruling. I will show you the ruling. So I'll stop on this one. I think this book just goes on page after page after page with the same things.
How many pages are there on this book?
This one is only 59. It's a summary. It's only 59 pages, but it just goes on and on.
59 pages telling that if you slander Muhammad, you should be killed. Full stop.
And slandering is not to lie about him. It is to tell the truth. It is to repeat and say what is written in their own scriptures. That is slander. To say publicly what the hadith and the sunnah says about Muhammad is slander.
Absolutely.
So
And
understand how backwards. So should I move to the next one?
yeah, sure, brother. Please.
So any questions? If anyone has any questions, just at Lloyd me in the comments and we will try and take these. I have provided the link to this multiple times. Here it is again. Please download this and read it.
And I will put this link in the description of the video after this video as well.
Okay.
Oh, now we are Reliance on Traveler?
Yeah, I want to jump to one or two things in Reliance. And let me go to slander. So I'm going to go here. Okay.
Guys, Reliance of a Traveler is the most reliable, authentic Sharia
Chocolate
manual. Sorry,
in the world. It is
in
the
the
most
world
authentic
right
one
now.
in the world. Yeah.
You
And it
cannot
is,
go bigger than this.
yeah. So notice it says here, if you notice something good, it is sunnah to mention it. But if you notice something bad, it is unlawful to mention it. This is slander. It is riba, and it defined in Rule R2.2. Understand, telling the truth is illegal in Islam.
Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Let's just reread it. If he notices something good, it is sunnah to mention it. So if you read a hadith, it is good, it is sunnah to mention it. But if you read a hadith where you notice something bad about Muhammad, it is unlawful to mention it and it's a slander.
Yes.
Brother, so excuse me. Yeah, I know you want to run, but this is very important point. So if even if you are reading a hadith, a sahih hadith, if it is telling something bad about Muhammad, this is called slander. Is
Yeah.
that what you are
Now,
saying?
yes, Islam must be protected at all costs. You are not allowed as a Muslim or a non-Muslim to say anything bad about Islam, even if it is true. Even if it is true, it is illegal. And if you do so, you're a disbeliever, you have committed Sab al Rasul, you must be killed. Now, Islam, slander, riba, the meaning of slander, we're going to look at that in a moment. But notice, if we go a little further down, they have 6 rules for permitting slander. So, in other words, if they want to deal with a Christian or deal with the Bible or deal with Christianity, they're allowed to slander. It is legal, if not even, it is permitted, if not obligatory, to slander you.
Okay. No, 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 no. Okay. Is it okay? No. Let me restate. That's hypocrisy, isn't it? Like, so you can slander others, but if
Yes,
somebody actually uses your own Sahih Hadith Sunnah and just quote it, it becomes slander because it's bad about Muhammad.
yes,
So you are not even slandering it. You are just saying the Hadith and it becomes slander. But as a
yes.
Muslim, you can
You're
slander
spreading hate.
anybody.
You're spreading hate
And
because you're creating the ill feeling. Yeah.
Waterfish said, what a cult. Very right comment at the right spot.
Now, A1A1 says this is talking about the washing of dead bodies. No, that's just one application of it. You see, because the ruling shows that anything you say that is bad about any Muslim, about Islam, this is not legal. That's just showing one application of it. How about you read the whole section? Did you just see the previous thing that I read there? So all of a human being's words count against him. Now, when they say human being, they don't mean you. They mean Muslims. You are not a human being. You are the lowest of animals. Understand? So all of a Muslim's words count against him and not for him, except when commanding the right and forbidding the wrong. So only under those conditions, when they're lying to you to defend Islam, then all of their words count for them, and their lies are not counted as lies. So now I'm on 748. I'm going to go to 751. So slander.
By the way, when our brother Lloyd says that you're not even Muslim, that human, that is what Surah Toba, chapter number 9, verse number 28 shows. You are najas, impure thing that you can't even touch a Quran. You are impure, you are filth. That is how it is described in Quran about Jews, Christians, and polytheists and everyone. Please, brother.
Now, yes, now a couple of things to remember. These English translations have caused endless problems for Muslims. So you need to be careful when reading. Some of these translations are not honest. There are sentences missing, or there are sentences added, things which are not in the Arabic original, which are added to whitewash them. You need to often get second and third opinions. You need to get other sources to corroborate with. So do be careful, okay? And also sometimes they modify things so as not to give everything away. Do understand this. So slander, this is the official ruling on slander in Islam. Riba means to mention anything concerning a person that he would dislike. Notice in the West, if I say you are a lying adulterer and you stole $5,000 from the till at work, that's slander because it's not true. In Islam, if I said you slept with someone else, that is slander because it's true. Because it's true. Okay? Telling the truth. So if something is said that someone would not like, that Muhammad wouldn't like, this is Sunnah of Muhammad, then that is slander. Understand? And you're insulting Muhammad, you're insulting Islam, the honor of the Muslims, you must be killed. Any comment before I move on?
No, brother, you are right on spot. Carry on. This is
Okay.
like, I think people need to understand that more, because I have stated that so many times, and now you're reading it from the Sharia manual. And just zoom in a
Yeah.
little bit so that people could read as well. And there is a guy named A1. A1, I'm going to give you a chance to come up and speak.
It's
So
probably the
wait for a
same
time.
guy.
Yeah, I know, probably, but there's a chance that he isn't. So I'm going to give him the chance, but not right now. Just watch, learn, and then come up and refute anything we state. Please, brother.
So slander, but here, you see, when he does this, I don't want his opinion. I am not interested in his opinion. I'm not interested in him doing exegesis from the Quran, because he is bound, he's a mukallaf, right? He is bound to the law of Allah. He also then, he has to follow a scholar, because he has no right, no permission whatsoever to do exegesis of the Quran himself. This is not his domain whatsoever. He has to tell us what school of Islam he belongs to, which scholar he follows, and also which Sharia manuals his school follows and which he believes in. I'd like to know this information because that makes it valid. Anything else is just him talking right out of his butt. So slander entails mentioning a particular person or group of specific individuals. Okay, so let me go now to permissible slander. So I'm going to go to 755. So this is the section on permissible slander. Notice there is permissible slander. It is unlawful, but sometimes permissible for a lawful purpose. Now, what is lawful? Well, defeating Christianity and imposing Islam is lawful. So eliminating wrongdoing. What is wrongdoing? Well, Christianity is wrongdoing. Islam is doing right. And Christianity is doing wrong. We, Adam and I, are doing wrong right now. So the second is seeking aid in righting a wrong or correcting a wrongdoer. So to correct a wrongdoer, right, which is me right now and Adam right now, we are doing wrong and they need to correct us. So therefore, he's allowed to slander us. Am I correct in interpreting this, Adam?
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Jews, Christians, atheists, and especially Jews. Jews are like the worst enemy of Muhammad anyways. But the rest, man, that's clear. And
Thank you, David.
what makes this religion more cult is that it allows you to lie. So anyone can come up and start lying without the fear that he will be punished by God. You know, that's why this is it's a
Right.
filthy cult.
I see Logos Media's here. Welcome. So now, guys, now I'm going to skip from this to another section. The intention in such a case must be to take the measures necessary to eliminate the wrong. Okay? So notice it says here, the intention in such a case must be to take the measures to eliminate the wrong. Okay? Notice that, because now we're going to see what the measures are, which must be taken. Now, we've seen already the first one. Thank you. Thanks, Jan. Appreciate it.
Who's
Okay,
this Logos
now,
Media? Does he has a channel?
I did like 24 shows on his channel. Yes, he does have a channel. His first channel,
Awesome.
unfortunately, we did some very hard-hitting shows and people mass reported it, and they took his channel down, which was, man, it's just people can't handle the truth.
Send me his channel so that I could send it to the people so that they could all
Oh, yeah.
subscribe.
Excellent.
Whoever
No,
would like
so you
to.
can subscribe. So now we're going to look at the measures. We've already looked at the ruling on Sabah Rasul, but now let's look at the single most important doctrine in Islam, according to the scholars, according to the Sharia. You're welcome, Jan. No, guys, subscribe to the channel. I've got at least 24 very detailed shows on there. And we did an extensive show on rabbinic Judaism, the Talmud. You'd learn a lot. So now let's look at commanding the right and forbidding the wrong. Adam will give you the Arabic name because I can never remember it. Okay. However, this is, according to the scholars of Islam, the most important doctrine in all of Islam, making Quran 3:108 or Quran 3:104 the most important verse in the whole Quran. It is the fundamental basis of everything. And jihad falls under the doctrine of commanding the right and forbidding the wrong. So let me go there.
Brother, there is a bit of a noise recycling from your side.
Sorry about that. So let me see. Yeah, I had a loud motorcycle outside. So
Okay,
yeah,
this is the channel, right? Logos Media 2.
I believe so. Yep, that should be right.
David already shared it.
Excellent. So now, within the Reliance, this is Book Q, Commanding the Right and Forbidding the Wrong. Look this up on the internet, get a copy of the book. I will drop a link to the book right now. But
And
please feel free to.
this is something that every Muslim says. Al-amr bil ma'ruf wal nahi anil munkar.
Thank you.
Al-amr bil ma'ruf wal nahi anil munkar. And the first word is kitab. Kitab means book. So kitab, the book of Al-amr bil ma'ruf, commanding the right, wal nahi anil munkar, and forbidding the wrong. Very important book, comes straight from the Quran, that the Muslims are the one who command the good, amar bil maruf, and forbid the wrong, and nahi anil munkar. It is coming straight out of Quran. Please, brother.
Correct. Now, let's look at the index here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in again. So it is obligatory. It is wajib to command the right. It is a communal obligation. Now, a communal obligation, there are two kinds of obligation, two basic kinds of obligation in Islam, communal and personal. Communal would be that, no, personal would be the prayer. Every Muslim is required to do daily prayer. A communal obligation would be jihad, okay? Like what happened to Hatun, for instance. A small minority, that quote unquote small minority, is obligated to always follow Islam strictly, azima. Okay, so that small minority must always be busy committing jihad. If they do not, and we'd have to go into the rulings on jihad for this, if they do not, the sin of non-performance falls on the entire ummah, and their souls are damned and they go to hell. So these people that go and blow up stadiums or stab people on London Bridge, this small minority, they are performing a communal obligation within Islam. They are lifting the sin of not doing jihad and of doing critical service to Allah, right? Religious worship to Allah. And if they don't, all Muslims will suffer punishment from Allah, and Allah will turn his back on them. So they are worshipping Allah by murdering people on London Bridge.
Okay, this is something that I need to explain a little more, brother, before you go forward.
Sure.
Guys, there are certain obligations. Learn this very importantly. There are certain obligations which every Muslim has to do. And there are certain obligations which a few can do, and it is acceptable from the rest of them. For example,
yes,
the prayer of funeral, the funeral prayer. If in the neighborhood of 40 homes, just a few can go to the funeral prayer, it will agree for the rest. But if nobody goes, then the whole area will be punished by Allah. So basically, once again, funeral prayer is not compulsory on everyone to go, but just a few attending will compensate or comprise for the rest as well. Whereas certain things which you have to do, every person, for example, the 5 prayers of Islam, the 5 prayers, the Saum, the Hajj, if you have the enough money and everything, and all these kind of stuff. So it depends. So once again, this is very important to know that it is not obligatory on everyone at all times. Please, brother.
okay. Now, there are degrees of severity within Islam. So there's an escalating series of violence, right? Now, understand there is an order here. However, it does not mean that they must follow the sequence. They can go straight to killing you with skipping all the other steps. Now, it is recommended they follow the steps. It is permissible to follow the steps. It is not obligatory to follow the steps. Knowledge of the wrong act is required. So the Muslim has to know Hatun is doing something wrong. So what is next? Okay. Well, once he's identified that she's making a mistake, he has to explain to Lloyd and Adam and Hatun that they're doing something wrong. So he has to explain to them. And in this stage, you're allowed to be polite. then you must forbid the act verbally. What this means is that you're going to tell them in no uncertain terms, aggressively, that, sorry, buddy, but that's not on. That's not kosher. Okay? Then, if that doesn't work, you escalate to censuring with harsh words. In other words, according to the rulings in the Sharia, you are required to be abusive. It states bluntly, you must be verbally abusive towards them. That's why Muslims are verbally abusive. That's why they say the things they say. That's why they'll swear, because it is commanded to do so, right? Then, if that doesn't work, they have to right the wrong by hand, as in slapping Hatun in the face, smashing bottles, throwing rocks at things, breaking things, breaking objects, okay, or slapping people in the face. And there is no penalty for this. It's not illegal. Notice that after you've hit them, you can then intimidate them. Now, when it says intimidation, assault, and force of arms, they do tend to lean a little bit towards gang warfare, get a gang. But intimidation is to threaten, okay? Notice threatening doesn't come before hitting. Threatening comes after you've hit them. Then comes assault, the religion of assault. Believe it or not, Islam teaches assault, okay? And then force of arms. And if this doesn't work, you get a gang. Okay, any questions from the audience? Anything from you guys? But this is, now this has been followed. These sequence, you look at with what happened to Hatun, they followed this sequence and they're going to gang up on her next.
Check this out, guys. This comment, and there is Obi-Wan once again here. Brother, go back to these sequence and I'll bring up Obi-Wan as well. But this is a comment. Ali Raza commented, said, sad that he missed, the attacker missed. That BITCH should be DEAD. So
yeah,
this is Ali Raza. Riza, not Raza, Riza.
Now, harsh words. Yeah. It's Islam. Islam teaches.
Yep. Exactly. All right, let me see if this is really Obi-Wan or not. Here we go. All right, Obi-Wan, you are back on.
I am back. Yes. Hi, how are you?
Okay. I am the same as I was before. So this is the ruling. Now you must have heard everything. What do you have to say? Bring me the source.
Stuff, mate. You mentioned a lot of stuff.
Which one do you not agree? Which book are you going to throw under the bus? Which book are you going to throw under the bus?
Which book am I going to throw under the bus? I'm not going to throw any books under the bus, actually.
So they are all right.
None for me.
So they are all correct.
Before you kind of interrupt me. Huh?
I asked you last time as well to read, and you did not.
Yes. Obviously, there are differences
they are all correct.
Of opinion. Oh, go on, let's read. I'll read. What do you want me to read?
So you said they are all correct.
Read that?
Which one do you believe and which one do you not believe? Well, what is your fiqh?
Yeah.
Which one do you believe? Do you follow Hanafi, Maliki, Hanbali, Shafi?
No, I'm Hanbali. I'm Hanbali.
Okay. So Imam Hanbal. So we can show you from the Imam Hanbal what he states about belittling Muhammad. Yeah. So we can show you what Imam Hanbal states about the infidels or belittling Muhammad, correct?
Okay.
Okay. So now, did you saw my video that I made about, and I shared the link about what he says in his books?
What Ahmed ibn Hanbal says about belittling Muhammad in his books? I didn't see what you said, no, but I know what he says.
Okay, can you please show me what he said?
You want me to show you, or do you want me to just say it? I can tell you what.
No, you have to show you. I don't care what you say. I have to see. I'm showing everything. Am I not?
What? One sec. So what do you want me to do? Share my screen? What do you want me to do?
Exactly. Share your screen. I'll show it up. And in the meantime, we can show you what Imam Hanbal said as well.
Yeah. Okay, you go ahead first. You go ahead. Let him go.
Oh, we are already showing you. What is this book that we are showing? Do you know that?
Don't just the rulings.
Don't just cherry pick his teachings like you tend to do. Actually characterize them properly.
Did we show anything which Imam Hanbal did not agree upon? This is the reliance of
The traveler.
reliance of traveler. So Imam Hanbal disagreed with that. Did Imam Hanbal disagreed with that?
What did he disagree with?
Did Imam Hanbal disagreed with the reliance of
Did
traveler,
he
the book
disagree
that
with
we are showing?
Alliance of Traveler? What are you talking about?
Are you not watching my stream?
Oh, I see. Oh, I'm seeing it. Okay, so if enough people do it.
No, so wait, he
Amen, I'm
wasn't
never
watching the
wrong.
last half
All
hour?
those who-
If he has no idea what I'm talking about, why is he
No,
here?
I was, but you kept blocking me out, so I kept trying to get back.
You said you can't see when you can't
That's what
type. Is
happens
that
when you
what
block
happens?
people.
Because you can't type, you can't see?
Say again, sorry. What did you say?
So when
Okay,
you
just
cannot type, you go blind?
yeah, just go check what we stated.
Yeah, whatever,
Which
man. I'm
one
speaking to Adam.
which
I'm
one are
trying to-
you going to reject?
So we've clearly shown the rulings from the
If you see
Sharia,
something
from all
wrong,
of these
let him see it with
scholars,
your hand.
that what happened to Hatun is dictated strictly by Islamic law, and it's agreed upon by all the schools of fiqh. So what is your purpose
you're
for being here?
incorrect, because what happened to Hatun took place in a country that's not an Islamic state. So whatever
Perfect.
Where
happened
does
is
it
wrong.
state that they
because
can't,
Wait,
but it has to be an
Lloyd,
Islamic
hold
state?
on.
You know that,
Lloyd, hold
and
on.
you're
I know.
misrepresenting
Hold on.
the argument completely.
Okay, Obi.
Am
Hold
I
on.
wrong? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong.
Obi,
Am I wrong?
listen.
You said I'm wrong.
Hold on.
I'm listening.
Listen. Okay, now this guy did that. Perfect, right? Okay, now if this guy was successful
Right.
in killing her, okay, and then the police caught
Yeah.
him, put him to death in the this guy was not in Harb Islam, right? This guy is where? He is in the Darul Harb, right? He's not in Darul Islam.
What are you talking about?
This
It's
guy,
not Harb
hold on.
Islam. It's you don't even
Darul
know Arabic.
Islam,
It's not
shut
Harb Islam. It's Darul Harb and Darul.
up! This guy is a son of. Okay, let me bring him back now. Shut up and listen. So this guy is in Darul Harb, not in Darul Islam. Okay, now check this out.
Yeah,
If he get caught by the police and then be killed, what is the reward or the punishment by Allah upon him?
Adam, this took place in the UK.
I asked you a simple question. I asked you a simple question. I asked you a simple question. Did you hear my question?
Say it again.
I don't care what will happen to him in this world. Let's
This guy
assume.
seems to have a problem understanding words.
Yeah. Let me repeat, because he's not here. He's just joking here. Let's assume he was successful in his mission, and his niyyah was absolute. His niyyah was absolutely for Allah and Muhammad, and he was successful in the attack. What is the punishment or the reward for this guy according to the fiqh?
According to the
What's
fiqh,
he doing
if he
wrong?
committed murder in a non-Muslim land, he would be subject to the laws of that land.
He's
Would
subject
Allah
to the law.
punish
Did I
him?
say that?
He would
Did I say
probably
that?
be incarcerated for murder.
Would
He
Allah
carry
punish
the
him, or
sentence
would
of
Allah
death.
reward him?
Right, hold on,
Yes.
Lloyd, please. I know. Hold on. Obi, this is not my question. I'm going to repeat it the third time, and then I will kick you off if you don't come to the question. You are not even listening to the question. I did not say what is going to happen to this world. I already told you that if the police will catch him, he will be put to death, he will be punishable, whatever. That's not the point. What is his reward or the punishment in the afterlife? Answer this. Will he be in will he be in hell? Will he be in hell for committing a murder, or will he be in Jannah?
If he kills someone,
not someone.
He'll
we are talking about somebody like Hatun. So he killed Hatun. He will kill Hatun, and he will be in hell because he killed her. Now, where is that state? Brother Lloyd, you are just quick. Don't be quick. Now, where is this ruling? Show me. My covenant. Now, show me the ruling.
He will be in hell for breaking a covenant.
Show me the ruling which says
you can. You can look at the
Obi,
works of Sheikh
listen,
Uthman ibn Uthaymin,
listen,
and he will tell you.
listen,
Listen. Let me just say one thing. Let me say
listen
one
to
thing.
what I'm
Answering your
saying.
question.
Listen to what I'm saying. Shut up and listen. Show me what you said right now over here, that if a person who belittles Muhammad and who desecrates Quran, no matter whether he is not in an Islamic country, somebody kills him, his blood is not halal, and he will go to heaven, hell, not in heaven. Please show me this ruling.
Listen, wait. There are
No,
many
listen.
hadiths
Show
that
me the
talk about.
ruling. Show me the ruling. I don't care. Give me the link.
Look, why don't you look it up? I'm not in front of a computer.
Get lost. No, he's not in front of the computer. So
Then why is he wasting my time?
he's wasting time. He's a time waste. So now he is a liar. He does not have that ruling because there is no ruling like that. He comes in to waste time. It is not the first time that he came. He's outside in a car. I can hear his car
Yep.
door closing and opening. He's just a time waste. When he will come in with the proof and evidence rather than doing the bakwas that he is doing without any ruling, this is the ruling that we are showing. If it is bad, it is wrong, why do you lie? Give me your verdict by the same method that we are doing. We are showing everything.
This book that I'm showing, if we read this, okay, also by Ibn Taymiyyah, okay, it will tell us explicitly, very clearly, that the greatest devotion, the greatest worship of Allah is jihad. It is to kill your enemies in jihad. It is the highest form of worship. Now, I'm not going to go through this right now, but look up this book, The Religious and Moral Doctrine of Jihad, okay, and show me where it teaches peace. Now, I really don't have time to listen to liars. Now, let's go back to where I was, but that was a time waster. I mean,
No, these guys actually shows us the exact demonicism in Islam. So that's why I give them time to speak a little. But if you are coming here to give me your verdict without the evidence on the screen, please don't come. If you
no.
want to come, bring the evidence. Yes, brother.
So let me just rather finish this because I probably won't get through all the evidence I wanted to present today, but let's at least do this. Whoever of you sees something wrong, change it with your hand. That is the first choice. Now notice this goes against those stages of escalation we just saw. This contradicts that, and this is why they can start right at the end. Do it with your hand. If your hand happens to contain a gun or a bomb or a spear or a knife, use that, okay? Change it with your hand if you see something wrong. If unable to, then with your tongue, okay? Like this fool just did. And if unable to, then with your heart. In other words, hate what Allah hates. That is the weakest degree of faith. So in other words, if you want to be a good Muslim, change things with your hand. Attack people, beat them, kill them. This is what this means. I'll continue.
And
yep.
this is in Sunan Nisai. This is in multiple hadiths. And by the way, there is one translation, one part of the translation which is wrong in there. Can you please go there? You read the word as wrong, right? They translated there as wrong. In the sunnah.com, they translate it as evil. Let me show you, and then I will show you where the difference is, where the problem is. So check this out. In sunnah.com, the same word is whoever among you sees an evil. They change the translation to evil. Over there, it is wrong. Change it with the hand, then he's done his duty. Whosoever is unable to do that, but change it with his tongue, then he's done his duty. Whosoever is unable to do that, then change it with his heart, and that done his duty, and it is the weakest of the faith. So if thinking it from your heart is the weakest. But now the problem is that the word evil is not in Arabic. It says whoever sees a munkar. The word munkar is the one who denies Allah and his prophet. A munkar, min ra'il munkar, right? So
Right.
evil is comprised for the person who does not believe in Allah and Muhammad as the true divine follower. So if you do not follow that, you are done, you are bad, you're gone. Munkar al-Islam. They are munkar al-Islam. They don't accept it. So this is just something that I wanted to show, but carry on.
Right. And you must do this, or Allah will put the worst of you in charge of the best of you, and the best will supplicate to Allah, and will be left unanswered. Allah will ignore you. If you don't do what they did to Hatun, Allah will ignore you. He will no longer speak to you. Those who go astray will not harm you if you are guided. So this man was guided to do what he did. Okay? So people who do not change something wrong when they see it, or something evil, people who do not attack women in Speaker's Corner when they see it, are on the verge of a sweeping punishment from Allah. So he did this out of righteousness because he wants to defend his fellow Muslims from Allah's punishment. So this is written about in the Bible, where it says that people will call evil good and call good evil, and believe that doing harm to you will be doing righteousness. Now it says here, you must have the caliph's permission. This is a story I've heard before. You must have the caliph's permission. This is not true. Now it says here, some scholars stipulate that you must have permission to do so from the caliph. This is untrue, for the Quranic verses and hadiths all indicate that whoever sees something wrong and does nothing has sinned. Stipulating that there must be permission from the caliph is mere arbitrary opinion. Any Muslim at any time can go violent. Okay? Any Muslim at any time can simply go violent. Right? And I'll continue.
Exactly.
Right? So it says here, a child is entitled to explain to parents the nature of the act, to admonish and advise his parents politely. This is what a child may do. And finally, he may censure at the fourth level by such things as breaking a musical instrument, pouring out wine, breaking bottles of wine, smashing things. A child is entitled under Islamic law to do this to his parents. Okay? So you must be able to do so, and if you can't, then don't do it. Okay? Because if you do it and you can't get away with it, then you will entail problems for yourself. But if you can, then you're obliged to do it. Okay? Now let's have a look at the steps that we must follow. You can break bottles of wine. You can read this at your leisure, right? So let's continue to where this goes on to... Now notice, it must be someone of normal temperament with a sound disposition. Now, I can't remember the name of the guy, but he put out a little video shortly afterwards. Says, look, they are unwell, mentally unhealthy people. No, to do this in Islam, you must be mentally sane, perfectly normal. Okay? It is
Brother,
the action of
when he said that he was mentally ill
no,
and all.
you must be mentally healthy and do so with good intention. Because
No,
if your
but
niyyah, your intention is not pure, Allah doesn't receive this as a righteous act. It doesn't earn
exactly.
you reward. So you have to be perfectly sane and decide to kill.
My friend, they are saying this to protect this guy as a lie, so that when he is caught, he will be proclaimed as mentally unstable, and he will go into juvenile or something like that, or some hospital, rather than being killed, and etc., etc. So that's a separate thing.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with the ruling. They it's a big fat lie to say that he was mentally unstable.
Yeah, but you can see that all of their actions, all of their excuses, all of their behavior is predicted rule by rule in the Sharia, right? The fourth degree consists of reviling the person and bearing down on him with sharp, harsh words. Reviling is to insult and to abuse. Look it up in the dictionary. To revile is to insult and abuse. So that is what they have to do. Now, unfortunately, the translator lies here. Reviling him does not mean vulgarity and lies, but rather saying you degenerate, you idiot. This is not true. Okay. So, then righting the wrong by hand. The fifth degree consists of changing the blameworthy thing with one's hand, breaking instruments, pouring out wine, and it goes on to talk about smashing things. You can break the instruments, okay, and you can then go on and smash things, and you are not obliged to cover the damages, okay? So you can be careful not to break the bottles, but it goes on later to say, yes, you can break the bottles. You can even throw rocks. Then you go to intimidation. Threatening and intimidation, such as by saying, stop this or I will. Didn't we get exactly this a little earlier? Stop this or you will die.
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll continue. The seventh degree is to hit or kick the person or similar measures that do not involve weapons. This is permissible for private individuals. Adam, didn't a private individual hit Hatun?
With a punch, kicked,
In the face?
dragged, pushed, took her seat, drag
Yeah.
her seat behind her from behind her so that she could fall. So they have done all that before the stabbing.
Correct. Right. Now let's have a look. The 8th degree is when you cannot stop the act by yourself and you require the armed assistance of others. And notice there is another view. There is no need for the caliph's permission. So get your buddies, get some guns, get some knives, get some machetes, go sort them out. And of course, and this is basically what this goes through. So any comments or questions right now? Because I'll just do one more page on this before I move on. And he says here, he lies, okay? Politeness in command. So as for politeness, commanding the right and forbidding the wrong, it is obligatory. So it is obligatory to be polite when doing this. So in other words, when you stab them in the throat, be polite. This is a joke.
No, it's it has to be polite and it has to be with the blunt knife, not with the unblunt knife. So politely.
This is only for the first level. Try to be polite and then use violence.
Perfect.
Yep. So basically, I've covered. We can go through namima, which is tale bearing, which just explains that telling the truth is hatred. It is being hateful to tell the truth. But I mean, I've covered enough that gives people an idea. But understand there are some mistranslations, deliberate mistranslations in these books. Okay, but there's enough here to give you an idea. So I think that kind of wraps up. I can add more, but I mean, it's not really. I can talk about jihad, which ties in exactly with this, and you'll see precisely the same rulings. But I'll pause here. Up to you now, Adam.
No, please carry on, brother. Let's we have some more time. Let's finish this topic. Bring it up.
Okay, so I'll just briefly show you. Okay, so jihad. There is a legal now. Certainly, jihad does mean struggle in Islam. That is true, but that is the colloquial definition. That is not the legal or the Shari definition. There is only one legal definition of it within Islam. Jihad means to war against non-Muslims and is derived from the word mujahada, signifying warfare to establish the religion. Now, this section in black I've removed because it is not in the original Arabic, and it is derived from not even a weak hadith, from a false hadith, a maudu hadith, a fabricated hadith. It says here, it is the lesser jihad. As for the greater jihad, it is spiritual warfare against the lower selves. Okay, which is why the Prophet said blah, 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 nonsense. The reason I don't show this is because this is from a fabricated hadith. So this is one time when Muslims love their fabricated hadiths. And they put it in here, even though it is not in the Arabic. So the scriptural basis for jihad prior to scholarly consensus was Quranic verses. And notice they don't quote the whole verse, they're quoting a fragment of the verse. Fighting is prescribed for you, Quran 2:216. Slay them wherever you find them, Quran 4:89, and fight the idolaters utterly, Quran 9:36.
So
even the Sharia uses partial verses.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So when Muslims come up and say, no, this whole verse is not for this, the context of this verse is not this, the context is not, dude, your own Sharia manual quotes partial verses.
Yes. Yeah. So he says, I've been commanded to fight people, and they explain they use these hadiths and they use these verses from the Quran, and they say that is the context. This is what they mean. And it says here, the obligatory character of jihad, it's a communal obligation. When enough people perform it to successfully accomplish it, it is no longer obligatory upon others. The others are the moderate Muslims, those following rukhsa. The ones doing it are the ones following azima. They're not radicals, they're just being strict. He who provides the equipment for a soldier in jihad has himself performed jihad. In other words, they will not speak. They will not say where he is. They will not say who he is. They will not say where he ran. They will lie. Because there are at least 14 kinds of jihad. 14. Okay? 14 kinds of jihad. Which one are they doing? You don't know that.
Absolutely.
Okay?
But the highest jihad is what? By the sword. We already saw the references.
And there are two possible states in respect to non-Muslims. The first is when they are in their own countries, in which jihad is a communal obligation. Now he said, but remember this liar, I hope you're listening, you're a lying scum. You are lying scum, dude. This guy that came on A1A1 or OB1, lying scum. Did I say that? So you said lying scum, that he's in a foreign country, not an Islamic country, so he cannot. Well, let's see what the Sharia tells us. The first is when they are in their own countries, in which case jihad is a communal obligation. And this is what the author is speaking of when he says jihad is a communal obligation. So in other words, in non-Muslim countries, jihad is a communal obligation, and Muslims have to go out and stab Hatun because it's communal obligation and it's a non-Muslim country. So now tell me, my friend Obi-Wan, are you ignorant or are you just a liar? My view is you're just a liar.
Oh, he is a
Your thoughts,
liar.
Adam?
He is a liar. He came to my channel a couple of times. He has been demolished many times, but he comes in and states his own verdict. Go back to the previous hadith.
Well,
Communal. What is communal means? Let's see if he understands what is a communal service. So it is like a service that you do give to the community to do good in the community. So what becomes a communal service is if you perform jihad as a communal service, man.
well,
This is that makes me
yes,
laugh, man.
it's obligatory upon the obligatory. It's wajib. Okay, and notice it says here, jihad is personally obligatory for everyone able to perform it, male or female. They're not specifying. This book is not, now this book is a reference manual. It is not the most detailed. It has a little bit of everything, which is brilliant. If you want the specifics, you have to go to a different Sharia manual. No one manual has all the information, but this one will give you a little bit of everything, and then you can go to a better manual to read more detail. So it is obligatory on males and females.
Wajib. I don't know.
So
You're
women,
right on spot.
yeah, women will be obliged to fight as well. Okay. So notice that those who are called upon to perform jihad when it is a communal obligation are able-bodied men who have reached puberty and are sane, not crazy, sane.
Hmm.
So I don't know where Muslims are getting the story that, because people always saying this was an outbreak of Islamic mental illness. Well, look, if Muslims are prone to becoming violently mentally ill and killing people on bridges, then maybe you want to question having so many Muslims in your country. But it says here that these people are perfectly sane according to Islamic law. Okay? So now notice it says here, it is offensive to conduct a military expedition against hostile non-Muslims, and that's Hatun and me and Adam, without the caliph's permission. Although it says if there is no caliph, there's no permission required. So Adam, you must get the caliph's permission, but if there's no caliph, go do it anyway. It's okay.
That's what I was saying earlier as well, brother. So you don't need caliph. If you do not have caliph, you don't need caliph. Any scholar can give you the verdict. It's a verdict. I'm saying that again and again. It's a verdict that the blood is halal. It's dammak halal. As soon as it is dammak halal. Now, if you follow that particular imam, if you follow that particular scholar, then it is your obligation to act accordingly. He's not giving you, is not explicitly saying you to do it, but he has already told you that it is halal, so you have to do it.
So sorry, Juliet Abraham, you said I was shocked to see a bro speaking anti-Christian stuff. He used to be on Brother Lloyd's channel. Who was this? Please drop that name in the chat. Okay, yeah. So hopefully, have we got the point? Have we got the picture? I mean, I can go. Let me just skip to the Hadaya. I will just go to the Hadaya. I will go to. Okay, let me show you a reference here in the Hadaya, which says precisely the same things. But I want to show you
So
a single
just
Muslim.
tell them what Hadaya is. Hadaya is another fiqh book. It's a fiqh.
Okay,
It's a
so
book of fiqh.
when scholars go to the seminary, to the Islamic university, as they call it, and they go and study to be an imam, the advanced ones study for 5 to 7 years. Okay, like Yasser Qadi probably went for like 7 years. And what they will do is they will study as a progression of fiqh manuals, Sharia manuals. They'll start with something light and easy, and they'll end with the Hadaya. The Hadaya is typically the final Sharia manual because it's the biggest. It's 2,700 pages, or nearly 2,700 pages. It is very, very, very detailed. Okay, so it has got dozens and dozens of pages in hundreds of chapters that discuss this, multiple volumes. So the Hidayah is the Hanafi school of fiqh. The Hanafi is the largest school of fiqh. Most Muslims are Hanafis. This is the primary document for Islamic law within Hanafi fiqh, and technically it would be the primary document for Islamic law across all of Sunni Islam.
Exactly. Thank you.
So
This
any
is
single
volume 2.
Muslim,
This is volume 2, I
this is
think.
volume 2, yeah, volume 2.
Volume
I
2.
will drop a link in a second. Any single Muslim is empowered to make war upon the infidels, wherefore they fear him. The object of fear is the object to which to look for protection, and a single Muslim is the object of fear. So because you fear the Muslims, you will turn to them, ask them to stop, and then they will protect you as long as you behave. So they must attack you so that you can fear them. And when you fear them, you will turn to them for protection, and you will fear the Muslims. Understand this. When they say warfare, they don't just mean warfare. They're at war. They're at war with us, period. Your thoughts, Adam?
Oh, absolutely, brother. Like, there's no thought about it. This is exactly what is written in the manual, which is one of the most authoritative manual, top-ranking manual. So, do I have to literally say something about it, man? Seriously.
Oh.
Hadaya, we can just talk about the Hadaya. And then I have done the live stream, not live stream, when I was demolishing Ibn Fuban. I actually used Hadaya. Thank you for your references as well that day. And it's right there in front of your own eyes.
So war is enjoined or ordered, okay, commanded by Allah for the purpose of advancing the true faith, which is Islam, or repelling evil. Remember we spoke of evil earlier, the wrong, commanding the right and forbidding the wrong. So if you're repelling evil, then you're allowed to go to war and slay the infidels, okay? War is permanently established until the day of judgment.
Exactly this part. Oh, go back. Now, this part I was waiting. Please highlight this part, zoom in. So war is permanently established for how long?
Until the day of judgment.
Please zoom in for everyone. As a Muslim, that we have been talking so many times, Muslim, as a Muslim, you are always on war with the infidels.
Says here, war must be carried on against the infidels at all times by some party of Muslims.
Exactly. So if somebody says this ruling applies only on the war, realize what is war. It is not about that your forces are against each other, they are standing in front of each other, and now you are in war. No, you as a Muslim is always in war with the infidels. Remember that. This is page number what, brother, of the video? Of the
If you're in
Hadaya
the
manual.
PDF reader, it'll be page 154 of a PDF
154.
reader. Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you're reading inside a PDF reader, it'll be page 154. I'm using Adobe Acrobat, so you can I would recommend Adobe Acrobat for. And then let me show one or two more pages here. Yeah, unfortunately, this is a really large book and a very big file. So yeah, the sacred injunction, and it's a sacred injunction. So notice it says here, to make this clear, okay, if any single party of Muslims make war, the obligation is no longer binding upon the rest, in the same manner as in the prayers for the dead, which you spoke of, Adam. Okay, that's a communal obligation. If no Muslims were to make war, the whole of the Muslims, the entire Ummah, would incur the criminality of neglecting it.
Exactly.
Muslims would become criminals for not killing Hatun.
Because there will be always some people who will always remain in war, and same is the case, like a very lenient type of interpretation I showed you from the funeral prayer, the janaza prayer, which is not obligatory on everyone in that street, in that neighborhood, but even if just a few could attend, it will be sufficient for everyone. This is the religion Islam, guys. This is the religion Islam.
Yeah. So, Juliet, I need a name. I don't know who you're talking about. Who? So yeah. So guys, I don't know. I can probably just stop here. But the whole point, okay, the whole reason that they do all this is to make you become a Muslim. Don't believe the whole Quran thing about the design of fighting is to remove the wickedness of the infidels. right? The whole point, and they'll say in their da'ah, the whole point of fighting is to make you accept Islam. The whole purpose of jihad and of commanding the right is to make you become a Muslim by force with the sword.
Like imagine when Obi-Wan came, I said, give me the text, which book you will put under the bus. He said none. I said, we are showing you. He said, I will not going to put anything under the bus, but you are wrong. Okay, how am I wrong? I follow this madhab. Okay, show me the book. I cannot show the book. Why are you here talking? See, and when we are already showing you how and what you are doing and supposed to do according to the books that we are showing, how can you say anything otherwise? Right?
Yeah.
This is how easy it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sheikh Umar says, look, I wouldn't read 2,700 pages. Look, neither would I, but you don't read a dictionary cover to cover. You don't read an encyclopedia cover to cover. You look up what you need, right? I mean, let me show you an example, just since we are here. This is the index to the reliance of the traveler. Okay, so you can go to prayer. You want to learn about prayer? You just go to page 110 to page 220. You want the funeral prayer? You want zakat? You want to know about that? There's 33 pages on zakat. Okay, you want to know about marriage? 506. So let's go look at marriage. What the heck? So
divorce. Let's look at divorce.
Okay,
this will be interesting. This will be interesting.
So let's go to divorce. Yeah. So hold on. Let's go 5. So the numbers. Just understand that the numbers. I'm going to find it. Marriage. So the numbers of the page in the PDF reader is different from the numbers in the book, right?
Yeah, that's standard.
Yeah, so hold on, I've got to find this entry. Oh, here we go. Okay, book N, divorce. And I want you to just look here. These are the rulings on divorce. 1, 2, 2.5 pages. Okay, there are even more pages on the rulings on marriage. You can just see here. This is the chapter headings. Let's zoom in here.
Go to second page.
Who can have a divorce? The integrals of divorce. Who may have a divorce? Divorce of drunk people, commissioning another. This is just page 1. Okay? Look at all of these rulings. This is not in the Quran. It's not in the Hadith. It's not in the Sirah. It's not in the Tafsir. It's here. All of that stuff, all of those verses and Hadiths and all of that stuff have been summarized. The best rulings have all been extracted and it's all been placed here in topic headings. You don't have to read every page. You just go look for the one you want. See, this is page 2. Look at all these rulings. Look how many pages there are. End of waiting period if remarried and divorced. If you want to find out if you're allowed to shtup a prepubescent girl, yes, you can. Islam allows it. It's fully legal. She doesn't have to be 9 plus. She can be under 9. She can be 9 months old. It's legal. And you can find it right here. So understand, look at this. I mean, you want to look at prayer, you'll find pages of stuff on prayer, pages on marriage. These are the rulings. This is what the rulings look like. Please stop wasting time with the Quran. You're wasting your time. Stop reading it. Pretend it doesn't exist for a month. Read the fiqh, please. Seriously, stop wasting time.
Fiqh actually takes these rulings from everywhere and they actually extrapolate the smallest Arabic word inside the Quran and they explain it. Like go to page number 2, the next page of it. You will see they are talking from different kind of rulings. Check this out. Yeah. Now, even if we look at the Quran never talks about any ruling. By the way, let me just show you something. Hold on, guys.
Sure.
I just remembered. Mimi Hijab is saying something. Let me check this out, guys.
If you look just at the Quran, you will get the indication that you can have sexual intercourse with a 5-year-old. If you just read the Quran, it is halal. It would be halal to have sexual intercourse with a 5-year-old. And the ones who had never been pubescent before.
Now, he proclaimed that in the Quran you can actually do that. Now he's going to explain that it's a hadith. Now, what hadith he's going to quote? Check this out, guys. Also check this out.
In the Sunnah, there's a hadith. The reason why we don't have sexual intercourse with 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds or whatever is not because of puberty. Wait a minute, what did you say? It's not because of puberty, because that verse in the Quran actually says lam yahid. They never had puberty before. You can't go around that. The reason why we don't have sexual intercourse with those people is because of harm. The hadith says لا ضرر ولا ضرار, and I've said before, the reason why is because of the sunnah, not because of the Quran. Such a verse, لا ضرار, means you can't inflict harm to anyone else.
So now he used another reference that you cannot give harm, which has nothing to do with the nikah or the marriage, and that is why we have the concept
Right.
of mafakhaza. Mafakhaza is an Arabic term which means tying. So you can marry somebody prepubescent, and if you think that it could harm her, which I have shown already, that certain madhab of Islam allows harming as well, because that harming hadith has nothing to do with the marriage hadith. So hence it is also allowed for different madhab. But at the
Well,
same time,
it's not
you can do
discussed in the
tying.
Quran at all.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
besides, when people talk about the 469 in the Quran, the verse, the waiting period, this is the exegesis of that verse in the Sharia. A waiting period is obligatory for a woman divorced after intercourse, okay, whether the husband and the wife are both prepubescent, have reached puberty, or one is prepubescent and the other one is not. In other words,
Absolutely.
it is perfectly legal to, and literally with an infant, having sex in Islam with infants. I'm not going to go into that now. We're going to have to bring up other Sharia manuals. Then I'd have to bring up like 3 different or 4 different Sharia manuals, and they'll all say the same thing. Infants are fair game. You can put your little into an infant, and Islam defines infant as a baby in the cradle.
Absolutely. All right. I think we have done enough, and it is a just cause that the guy actually did what he did with Hatun, and that is why Islam is evil. That is exactly why Islam is evil. It's a cult of a person named Muhammad. The Islam is made for man by man, made for men by a man. And if you say this, the book says, kill him. The person who says Islam is bad, Muhammad is bad, kill him. Whoever insults Muhammad, everything that is derogatory against Muhammad is called an insult, is called a slander, and you should kill the person. No matter what these Muslims come up and state to you in the West, they are lying from their teeth. They have no grounds to state it. We are showing you everything from the manuals. And once again, even the person who came here, he never denied it. He did not deny it. He cannot deny it. He cannot deny it. And he did not deny it. Now, when I asked him for his statement reference, he doesn't have it. He does not have it. And that's the difference between us and them. We show you exactly what's written, and we read what's written, and we state this is bad. They will come in and they will claim something without any reference, without any logical evidence, and they will even claim you the da'if hadiths. Why is that? Because they are allowed to lie. And that's one of the most important point. And if this guy did the right thing when he stabbed Hatun, look, his intention was to kill. It was a first degree assault, intention to kill, nothing more. And
A knife is a murder weapon. It's called a murder weapon for a reason. You don't take it out to tickle somebody.
Exactly. And if it was not raining and there was no umbrella, we would have been probably going to the funeral prayer of our sister. Check this out and listen to the sound when you'll see a clicking sound when the knife hits the aluminum rod of the umbrella. God is good. Hatun, God is going to use Hatun for some more time. He protected her. Check this out.
Word. But the spirit, it's going kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is word. But the spirit, it's going kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, 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 kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Did you see the click? You'll see a sound. You can go and rewind again and again and check it out. You'll see a sound which the knife scratched and stabbed through the aluminium and then cut her forehead a little. But the aluminium of the umbrella saved her. God has still some use for our sister, and He's going to
Yeah.
use her even mightily.
Look, so please, guys, I want you to understand the Quran is the lowest level of knowledge in Islam. The Quran is the lowest level of knowledge in Islam. It is designed to keep Muslims ignorant. Okay? There is a level of knowledge above which they are not allowed to even know. And this is the level from their imams. And even there are low level imams and there are high level imams. So some imams don't even know the knowledge above that. I have just showed you from the highest levels of the imams who teach this stuff. This is what they teach at the PhD level for their greatest imams. Understand that. And look, without also other Christian apologists do speak about this material, but they're doing exegesis from Quran, Hadith, Sunnah, and so on. Please understand, you don't have to do exegesis. It is finished. It is done. The Sharia is the final version. It is the completed version of Islam. Okay? So ignore the Quran. The scholars do not need the Quran. They never have to see another Quran in their lives ever again because they read the Sharia. You need to do the same. Stop looking from the bottom, from the lowest possible level. It's like you're under their feet and you're looking up at their feet. Rather take it from the top and look down. Stop. Look at, there's a wizard behind the curtain. The Sharia is the wizard behind the curtain. Stop looking at the noise and the spectacle. Look for the wizard. He's behind the curtain. So please let people know, share this knowledge, let others know that you can read the Sharia and it's in black and white. There's no confusion, no ambiguity, no need for exegesis. It's there and it tells you exactly. So it's just, I want to end off there. Just please let people know that.
Amen. Thank you so very much for your time, Brother Lloyd, and your study in the Sharia manuals. Appreciate it. And once you send me these links, I will put them in the description as well. Guys, Brother Lloyd's channel is in the description already. I will also put the links that he showed in the description as well. I will be going live in the next 10 minutes with Uzma Khan on her channel. Here is the link in the live chat if anybody would like to join in over there. I don't know whether that would be in Urdu or English. I don't know. When I go over there, then I will see whether it is an English stream or an Urdu stream. But at least I am going there. So I've shared the link. Whoever would like to join in, please do join in. In 10 minutes, it will start, rather 5 minutes, but I'll be 5 minutes late. So guys, thank you so very much for being here. We have to spread the truth, and the truth is in Lord Jesus. Muhammad is a false prophet. He's a demonic, satanic preacher. He created a religion for men and for authority. And that's it. And that is it. Nothing more, nothing less. That is why you would see that these people will come up again and again and again, and they will only lie without any references, or they will abuse, or they will give death threats, but they will not say anything with evidence. That's all. That's all. They will not say anything with references. So that's it. So guys, Uzma Khan just confirmed the stream will be in English. I will join her in 10 minutes and I will be there and we'll have some talk. So if you guys would like to go, please join Uzma Khan's uh, live stream. The link is in the live stream. Thank you so very much, Brother Lloyd. Any last comment?
No, that's it. Yeah, look, there's no mystery to Islam. Read the Sharia and there is no mystery. There's no need to guess. There's no need to wonder about hadith verses. Just go read the Sharia. It explains. It says this hadith means this verse means that. Finished. Done. No argument. No discussion.
Amen. And guys, before I go, what did I say? Pray for each and every one of us, guys. Pray for Lloyd. Pray for me. Pray for my family, Lloyd's family, Sam's family, David Wood, Hatun Tash, Brother Al Fadi, and everyone, CP, and all of us. Thank you, Lord, for giving us the courage and the knowledge to go out and tell them these people the deception and bring these people out of the deception of Allah and his false god Muhammad. Amen. In Jesus' name. And we say, Yeshua Akbarul Azim. Amen, Brother Lloyd. You remember that. God bless you and God bless everyone. Take care. Have a blessed day, evening, or night, wherever you are.